Hi, and welcome to episode 4 of Escape to Wellness. I'm Dr. Emily Wilson at Sanos Wellness, and today I am here with Meredith Whitney, who is an amazing woman and an amazing massage therapist, an amazing mom, and a lot of things. And she has a really great perspective on self-care and how, how important that is and how we can take really good care of ourselves and feel good about it. So, Meredith, welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks
Good to be here. Yeah, so back when I first went to massage school, I was presented with this concept about not being able to pour from an empty cup and how we have to be the first receivers of our own kindness as massage therapists. And that really stuck with me. And over the years, and talking with so many people that I've had the pleasure of working with, that idea of self-care being selfish has come up so many times. And I try to explain to people, like, self-care is not selfish, it's necessary. So I've had a lot of different things come up in my life where I felt like I didn't have the time, I didn't have the finances, I didn't have the mental capacity to do these big self-care things. And I realized it doesn't have to look like, spending thousands of dollars to go to a retreat. That there's actually like different levels maybe of self-care depending on where we're at in our journey as individuals. For example, some people might be at like the ground level.
Right.
Have I had water today? Have I slept? Am I hungry? Do I need to go to the bathroom? Like, when we're working and we're busy, sometimes we literally forget those absolute basic human necessities.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I've been there many times myself, and I think a lot of us, especially a lot of women exist at that level of, we're just trying to get by.
Yeah. We have things to do.
Yeah.
We gotta go.
Yeah.
And then we crash.
Yeah.
And then we're tired and exhausted and we start the cycle all over again.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes when we're doing well in that area and maybe it's time to level up a little bit, maybe we can look at different forms of self-care. Maybe we can look at that as more of the investment period where I can take the time to spend a little extra time or a little extra money on myself. It can still be basic things like, how long have I been putting off that doctor's appointment? Do I need to go to the dentist? Am I up to date on all of these things? Do I need to, get my body checked out in some way? Like, do I need to let somebody else take care of me?
Yeah.
And sometimes that is necessary.
It's huge. Such a good point. Because again, a lot of us forget it. How many of us are guilty of putting off our basic doctor's appointments or well woman exams or anything like that because it's just kind of a pain or it's something we don't want to do or maybe we're nervous about it.
Yeah. Or with COVID happening last year, a lot of things just got pushed to the wayside or it wasn't accessible to us.
Yeah.
And so I feel like we're, as a society now, kind of coming out of that survival mode, and maybe it's a little more freeing to be able to have that time to do those things. So that's what I've been sitting with. Like, that's where I'm at in my self-care journey right now, is the investment period. Awesome. I made doctor's appointments this week. I was like, I'm going to put my big girl pants on and I'm just going to do it. And it was hard. Like, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I prefer online booking. I don't want to make phone calls. But it's necessary. You know, we have to sometimes just bite the bullet and do the things that need to be done. And it's for my health. Like, these things that I'm doing are not selfish in any way. Because if I don't take care of myself, if I don't get my vitals checked and find out where I'm at in my body, where am I going to be in 10 years from now? Am I going to be able to do the work that I do, to take care of the people that I love? So, again, self-care is not selfish.
I love that so much. And I think, too, something that came up for me is, in hearing you talk, that as a mom, how important it is, too, to be able to take care of yourself so that you can show up for your kids and really be the kind of mom that I'm sure we all, hope we could be or that we are, or that's so huge.
It is, and it's not just about being there for our kids, but we also want to model to them what being a grown-up looks like. And I think it's interesting, over the years I've noticed this concept of maybe a perception towards women. If they look a certain way, they have the right clothes, or they have the right hair, or they have their nails done, or whatever, somebody might look at that person and say, oh, they take good care of themselves. Has that person eaten today? Is that person taking care of their spirit and what's going on the inside? We don't know. And on the other side, you might see somebody who, how I feel today, where I'm wearing sweats and I didn't wash my hair and I have not a drop of makeup on at all, and they might say, oh, she's let herself go.
Right, which is a judgment, and it's unnecessary.
It's unnecessary, it's unhelpful.
Yeah.
And it's not true.
Yeah.
Because I have taken care of my body today, I have taken care of my heart today, and I can wash my hair later.
I love it. Something's got to give.
I came to work. I showed up. I showed up for my clients, but I also showed up for myself, and I will do that again later. And so how we present to the world is not really a true reflection on what self-care actually looks like, on what that self-love, on what valuing ourself really looks like and feels like. How are our hearts? Like, how are our emotions? Are we in social situations or relationships that are wearing us out?
Mm-hmm.
Are we taking care of that?
Mm-hmm.
It's so much bigger than just like what it looks like on the outside.
Totally. That's so important.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm so glad that you brought that here and shared that with everybody, because it's critical.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the distinction too of getting past that judgment piece of how a person looks, and instead wondering, how is that person taking care of themselves? That's so huge.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you this now, if there were one little tip or piece of advice, something that somebody listening could take from this conversation and implement right now and feel better in some way, what would you recommend that she do?
Honestly, I would say ask yourself what would be nice right now, and listen to whatever that voice says. So if you're feeling frustrated or irritable, or something doesn't feel right, instead of pushing through the rest of your day, like really stop and ask yourself, what would be really nice right now? And if that voice says, what would be really nice right now? A latte, or a nap, or taking a break, or going for a walk, or planning that trip, or making those appointments, like whatever that voice tells you, listen to it, because your body is trying to tell you when things are not right. And if we just stop and listen, we can learn so much. And if we follow through, then that voice will get stronger, and eventually we'll be able to take better care of ourselves because we're listening to ourselves more.
I love it. Yeah, that voice, it definitely doesn't come from up here, which can be totally crazy making.
Mm-hmm.
I know my brain can make me feel a little crazy sometimes. But it comes from, it's like body wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
It's body wisdom speaking to us. So I think that's great.
Yeah.
Thank you
What would
so
be
much.
really nice right now?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a massage. Sometimes it's acupuncture. Sometimes it's, planning a trip, something to look forward to. Like, it could be anything. Self-care comes in so many different forms. And that's why we really shouldn't judge ourselves by somebody else's experience too.
Totally. Thank you so much for saying that, because that self-judgment piece, it has no place in healing, and it has no place in wellness. So
not at all.
Yeah. Thank you so much
You're
for being
welcome.
here. It's always so great to talk with you.
Yeah, we should do it more often.
Yes, we should. I love Meredith's perspective, because she's definitely, as you can tell, a very strong and independent woman, and you take yourself and your healthcare so seriously, and I think that's amazing.
It's been a journey.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, it
But
is.
it's never too late to start, and there's never too small of a step that you can make to start heading a new direction. So.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Well, thank you again for being here, Meredith.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day.
You too.
And you guys have a wonderful day. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, comments, or wanted to add anything about some little self-care pieces that you really enjoy, feel free to do so in the comments. We would love to hear from you. Have a great day.
Take care.